49 degrees tomorrow.
It's gonna be 60 on
Sunday,
like
yeah.
Sunday.
I heard. Alright. Can we get this show on the road, Mr. Marley? Mr. Marley, is it? Mr. Oh, you found your thing too.
It's gonna be CHONG.
CHONG. Come along with CHONG and take a hit from the bong. Cypress Hill's cool on Instagram too. Follow them.
Yeah, my guy was trying to get me to go to Be Real smoke shop.
Yeah, where's that at? In Cali?
Of course. Like I want to go to.
Everything's in Cali.
I want to go to Burn and shit too.
All right, are we recording?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. I'm gonna count down to 3, 2, 1, so we have a good clean thingy, and then we'll just introduce the show. In 3.
Hold up.
Woo!
I fucking tried to grab the lighter and I hit the fucking space bar with my thumb. And stop this shit.
Alright.
We gonna go live or anything?
Well, I was just gonna plug the thing. I want to make sure we had it right. Like I had the name right. So it's our username is hi.real. But I mean, look at this shit. We got 2 followers, motherfucker. One of them is you. I know. But look at this. Look at this stuff. Look at this. What? I just posted this shit like 3 minutes ago, and these 2 thirsty bitches is already on it.
So what you going with?
Just do whatever you want. I was just gonna try to upgrade some shit, or like whatever. If you can get it to work, you might have to put it up against the computer.
Yeah, no, it'll work.
I mean, a shot that you can actually see. All right. In 3, 2, 1. And thanks to us for that theme song. It's the Real High News. We jammed it out on that, did we not, Chong?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm MURROW.
And I'm CHONG Marley.
And you are listening to the Real High News podcast. And guess what, Chong? We made it to episode number 6.
Yes, we did.
It's no small feat. I mean, we are going for episode at least we want to hit 420 episodes of this podcast. But 6 is a good start.
Hell yeah.
Who knew we'd still be around after that? Well, we want
Moving
to.
up.
We are actually gonna do a little live stream on Instagram right now. You guys should follow us on Instagram. We're real.high. It's a Real High News podcast. You can also follow me, MURROW. And then you got Railroad Tracks, aka Chong Marley.
Yeah.
Is
follow
your
me at KG Capone with a K, and at Railroad Tracks too as well.
And with that out of the way, I would like to start off with our high story. Now, as marijuana becomes more prevalent, more dispensaries opening up everywhere across the country.
Yeah.
More marijuana, more problems, apparently, is what it seems to be happening here. Let's start off with this story. This is from San Diego. Now, we have a person shot, another person hurt after being assaulted in the head, and this is all at a robbery at a Chula Vista, California dispensary. Now, we should note this is actually an unlicensed dispensary. There are several apparently illegal dispensaries happening in Chula Vista. This time, they decided these robbers decided that they would just bust into the shop and rob the people who were there. They shot one guy, beat another guy in the head. Now, police say they were hospitalized.
Slow down. Say they shot one guy.
They shot one guy, and the employee was injured after he was hit in the head. Now, police say both of the victims non-life-threatening injuries, and they weren't saying exactly what was stolen. But we got this story from shout out to, I believe it's Fox 5 in San Diego. The reporter, MARLEY MURROW, she talks about this apartment complex that is right next door to this dispensary. They're not used to this kind of thing happening just yet, but like I said, it's becoming more and more common. Yeah. Should we go ahead and play this clip? Now, this is Ulysses Merlis. He's a resident of these apartments, and right before he answers this question, by the way, he mentions that he had just been to that dispensary earlier in the day, so the dude looks pretty high when he's answering the questions on the news, which good for him. And speaking of being high, on Real High News, we of course consume cannabis. We've got a blunt smoking here, and as soon as Chong passes it, we're going to hear this clip from, once again, this is Fox 5 out of San Diego on a Chula Vista robbery.
It's very shocking to hear that it's literally right at our footsteps almost. It was right behind our house. It's kind of surprising. It's the kind of thing you don't expect to happen in your neighborhood, but when it does, it's kind of like it's just like a reminder that, those things do happen.
It's a wake-up call. People commit crimes.
Yeah, I mean, especially around Christmas time, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is, hurting shit. Gotta get them gifts.
Right? Well, apparently a lot of people decided they were going to gift marijuana because if we fly not quite halfway across the country, but from California, good little trip to Montana.
Yeah.
Didn't even know they had medical marijuana in Montana, by the way. But shout out to them.
Shout out Montana.
They got tons of mountains, beautiful scenery, they got elk, and of course, they have medical marijuana. Now, this is probably, to be honest, the more interesting of the stories that we have today because this ended up being a really weird thing. So initially the story came out, it was 4 people basically broke a window with a stool and then went inside a cannabis dispensary and stole $21,000 worth of marijuana. Now, here's the kicker. Apparently, several of these alleged thieves were related to each other.
That's crazy.
And one guy's mom even got some charges. Here we go.
That's great.
I'm taking this particular story from the BDC, which is the Bozeman Daily Chronicle. Prosecutors filed charges against a man and his mother in connection to the theft of $21,000 worth of marijuana from a Bozeman shop and the alleged sale of some of it in North Dakota. So they stole some, they sold some. Here's the kicker. Terrence O'Brien, 18, is charged with felony burglary. Now his mother, 36-year-old Brandy O'Brien, is also charged with obstructing justice and tampering with physical evidence. Both of those are felonies. Now, she most likely tried to cover up her son's crime, but here's the other thing. His 18-year-old friend, Jeffrey Paul Pomerleau, he's also facing felony obstructing justice, burglary, and while he was released, they did a news story at a CBS affiliate in, I believe it is Billings, where this news story comes from. They actually have sound from the detective and from the judge handing down what seems to be an interesting stipulation of bail. Let's go ahead and play this clip here, and this is once again from Billings, Montana.
Charges are possible for the other adult, leaving the dispensary to move forward with their own set of orders.
Excuse me.
Of thousands of dollars, as well as property damage, and evidence when we secure that business to be an extremely serious crime.
Yes, and at the time when they ran this story, the other charges had not been filed against the other 18-year-old.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 'Cause, yeah.
Yeah.
You say his mom-
This is the best.
the
This is the
mom
best part.
had something to do with this shit.
Yeah, not only the mom, but check this out. There's more family connection. Terrence's little brother, okay? All right, here we go. I'm just going to go from here. On December 19th, an officer interviewed a student at Bozeman High School who received a photograph that depicted a large amount of marijuana taken from Collective Elevation. That's the name of the
That's
dispensary. Mhm. Collective Elevation, love it. Police said in charging documents that another student told the detective Terrence approached him days before the burglary and was peer pressuring him to help with that burglary. The student told officers Terrence claimed he was planning to sell the marijuana in North Dakota. Charging documents say Brandy allowed officers to retrieve the marijuana cigarettes from her home. Now, follow me here. The next day, a Bozeman detective received a tip that Brandy was hiding Terrence in the attic of Dairy Queen where she worked. Court documents say the detective found that Brandy was talking with Terrence on the phone and knew he was going to North Dakota to sell the stolen marijuana.
Yeah.
So she knew all about it. She was hiding him in the
Yeah, hell yeah.
attic of Dairy Queen, where surprisingly not really she works.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
You know, motherfuckers gotta do what they gotta do. They trying to get up out that gym. So yeah, motherfuckers in the attic of Dairy Queen.
Right. In an attempt to evade justice. Did not work out for him. Let's see. You know what? They are going to be facing quite a bit of time. And I think it's interesting that the judge ordered this guy to go back to high school.
Yeah, they was real lenient on him, but like I said,
Well, he still has to be sentenced. That's just something he wants to see him do before he's eventually sentenced for this crime. I think it may help him in the judge's eyes. But he just pissed off some assistant principal or whoever's in charge of handing out the punishment at the high school where this kid's about to go to. Because you think this delinquent is going to, be a good citizen, an upstanding student? No. He's going to cause more trouble. He's probably going to do some more